Guys, bit of a change of plan this week. I've come to a different venue, multiple reasons, but anyway, look, we're at Old Mill Fisheries, one of my old hunting grounds, where I used to come many years ago before any of this was built, when there was just one lake on site. But just want to show you this before we start. Very respectful to the owners, of course. We're dipping everything before anything touches a fish, you know. There's been a lot of disease problems up in this area of the country, and if the owner's got one of these, be respectful, guys, and if the owner hasn't got one of these, everything's got to be bone dry. You know, you're responsible if you're carrying a disease. You know, you've got to show respect to the fishery owners and do the right thing. Make sure you get it either dipped or it's bone dry. So we're going to leave that in there for 10 minutes or so, make sure it's fully sodden, and then we're going to make our way down to the lake and get fishing. Yeah, I've spotted about 10 to 15 spods, about 17 wraps. Chris said 22 wraps, but you know, that's pushing halfway. I know it's not halfway, but you know, there's guys opposite me, and I'm quite happy to get a better bait out at 17 wraps. You know, it's on the dance floor, as the young guys say. So I'm fishing a standard lead clip, very sandy bottom here, so we've got a fluorocarbon boom section to a Ronnie rig, and this is a very light gravelly coloured Ronnie rig leader, so I'm trying to match the bottom as best I can. Just check the sharpness of this, and it's sticky sharp. So yeah, I've measured my distance on my long rods. They match the spod perfectly, so I'm going to put 2 rods on the long bit, and we'll just see what happens. I have actually seen fish show just after I'd finished spodding, so that's encouraging. So we're going to give them an S7 pop-up. It's heavily soaked in the Evolution liquid 15mm pop-up. I'll put a little bit of S7 in the mix, a bit of pellet, bit of S7 and a bit of S7 stick mix, just to get a bit of a instant attraction going on down there. So right, we'll get some rods on the spots. I've seen a couple of fish, but they're not exactly going mental in front of me, but you know, it's not probably the best time of day to see anything. One thing I have noticed is when I've been keeping an eye on the Facebook page, there is a lot of daytime catches, so I'm either due one or I'm doing something wrong. I think it's going to happen. I think we're going to get a couple. Hey, yep. We've got one. This feels a better fish. I was just doing something with the other rod. I was just going to put a zig on that rod because that rod's not done anything. And we picked one up. Well, we're off the mark, we've got one. I had hoped this wind was going to drop, but it doesn't look like it's going to. But yeah, we've just had a little common. So yeah. Nice little stockfish. We're off the mark, we've had one on one of the long rods, so yeah, we're moving in the right direction. Let's hope we can get into some of the bigger fish. Excellent. Well, the night's gone and the morning's arrived. I had 2 fish through the night, smaller fish, and I've had another small one this morning, so we're catching. This is fish number 4. But we just seem to be getting the smaller ones at the moment. I think on a lake like this, it is a heavily stocked lake, as you can imagine. It's a runs water, and I think you just have to persevere, keep catching, keep putting the baits in the right spots, and eventually one of the bigger fish will come along. You know, it's doing a few 20s now, this lake, but at the moment I can't seem to get through to them. Got one. Well, we got through to one of the better fish, an area where I've upped the boilie rather than the pellet. Don't know whether that's going to make a difference or not, but yeah, nice double figure mirror. Come on. So after losing that fish, I've redeemed myself a little bit. So yeah, nice fish. Loads of growth in this one, big shoulders. They're typical Old Mill fish. You know, they grow like hell, these things. Nice one. We'll get the rod back out. Maybe got 3 hours fishing left, so we've had a few bites, had a bit of fun. Lovely. Right guys, it's been really difficult to show you what's been going on today, to film it, because it just hasn't stopped raining. From about 11 o'clock it's just rained all day. I've had steady bites, I've worked through them, I've had a lot of stockies. I must be on 16 bites. I've got another one in the net, but I've had one of the good ones, and it is a nice fish as well. Well into £20 this fish. There you go, look at that. Cracking low 20, I'm guessing about £22, something like that. And that rod's linering again. They've just suddenly switched on. Yeah, the bigger fish have moved into my swim. The bully and the small ones out, and I'm picking up better fish. I've got another nice common in the net there, but the clouds are coming in, and whether I'll be able to show you that one or not, it's not quite as big as this one, but it's still a nice upper double. So yeah, I've got about another hour's fishing before I need to get off. It's about 4:30, 5 o'clock time now, so yeah, about another hour's fishing, so hopefully we might see another chunk like this. What a lovely fish. Right, the rain's just holding off, so I'll show you the other part of that brace. It's not quite as big as what I thought it was, but it's still a nice fish. Nice common. It's into doubles, this, be 12 or 13 pound this fish, so it was a double take. Yeah, that was hard work, must admit, but I managed to get both fish in, so no damage done. So I'm gonna, yeah, the clouds are set to come in again, so I'm gonna get both my rods back out again on the spots, and let's see if we can nail another Old Mill fish. Right, we're just moving into early evening now, and the rain's just, I think, going to give me half an hour to let me get packed up. So yeah, it's time to go now. Yeah, fantastic 24-hour fishing session. Loads of bites, loads of action. Yeah, and one of the 20s. Eventually, we got one. Yeah. So S7 was the bait that I caught all my fish on. I was fishing the 15mm pop-ups, and I soaked my pop-ups in the Evolution liquid, the matching Evolution liquid. So creates a really potent bait, and I do really well with it. Do the same with my pop-ups as I do my wafters. If you've watched my video diaries in the past, you might know that I do like using the S7 wafters, but today I wanted to use pop-ups. There's a little bit of silkweed, tiny little bit. I just wanted to sit on the top of it just in case I didn't quite land on the spot. Earlier on in the session I had a massive side wind, so I just wanted to know if one didn't quite land right, you know, I was still presenting a bait. So yeah, if you've not been down here before, this is Old Mill Fisheries in Lincolnshire. God, it must be 10 years ago since I started fishing here. At the time, Chris only had one lake, the first lake you come to, which is Willow Lake, and you know, him and his wife were living in a caravan at the time, building the house, and he was bombing about doing his plumbing to fund his build and looking after the lake. And yeah, I mean, what he's achieved now, it's unbelievable. You know, Birch Lake, God, 70 odd 30s in that lake now, you know, 40s, a couple of 50s I believe. I think there's 2 50s, I might be wrong. Amazing what he's achieved, you know. But the lake I'm on is Oak Lake. This is the newest lake on the fishery. Out and out runs water. There's hundreds of fish in this lake. 8 acres inside. There's swims down obviously my bank and swims down the opposite bank. No swims down either side, so you get plenty to go at when you come fishing here. So if you fancy having a go for them, there's some chunks in here. There's a good head of 20s now, and trust me, it won't be long before this one does a 30. If you want to have a go, give Chris a call and get yourself down here. So thanks for watching. I hope you've had fun, and I'll see you on my next video diary. Thank you.